word to us now to get something, Abby, to receive something, either something you have worked for or you have been gifted, But when you say traction, what is traction? That's the one that really took me. So when you now say gain traction, in the course of my research, I saw it as a metaphor. It is a metaphorical statement. It said, some that connotes, the need to cause something, to create something, to achieve something, sometimes maybe out of nothing, or importantly from an activity that you yourself has started, has put up, is working on, and then you are seeing the results. When the tire hits the road of a vehicle that you are accelerating, then the vehicle moves. Abi? It accelerates, it progresses, there is speed. That's traction. You have been doing something already. That thing is achieving this level of results. What we are saying for 2025 is you should be achieving this level of results. How do we get from here to there? Is the question. It is not doing what we have been doing before. Because what we have been doing before have been achieving this type of result. Doing it again, a popular author called it the beginning of insanity. We cannot be doing the same thing and expect a different result. No. Unfortunately, that has been the story of Nigeria for a long year past. It is not for us to be playing politics. It is for us to be speaking reality. Whether we are now moving is a different kettle of fish. Whether we will get there, it is for us to find out as we progress. But have there been some remarkable change, as bitter, as difficult as it is? As somebody who understands and understudies the economy, I say yes. Are we positioned? When I say we, I'm not referring to Nigeria. I'm not speaking to Nigeria right now. I would have been happy that I'm actually talking to Nigeria. But those of us here listening to me today and online, are we positioned to take the opportunities that is now waiting for us? For what? For the taking, actually. It is only those who show up to pick these opportunities that these opportunities will come to. What are we doing? What are we doing? I have here that saying, if we can conveniently say that gaining traction implies to start making progress, gaining momentum, or achieving success in a specific or predetermined endeavor, project, business, or activity. Honestly, what I have may not be possible to deliver in 1 hour. I have done it from my academic. I put my academia cap on when I was preparing. So I think I've put too much down. In 1 hour. It's unfortunate. Or do you permit me to rush it? Rush. I should not do rush. Okay, I will do the best, but the material is available. Pastor, I think they'll get it right. Beautiful. And I've put it in such language that I believe we can easily understand. God bless. But importantly, let us apply our minds to what we are going to say together to ourselves here today. Are we still together? Improving one's academic program, for example, can be said rather to be one of the examples in achieving success or a goal that you are trying to achieve. You probably have, like I have a desire. Do you know what that desire is? To go back to school. You are wondering to go and learn what? I want to be a lawyer. Not because I want to be a lawyer. I want to know law theoretically. I know the certificate in law. I'm excited about the law profession. Madam, you're shaking your head. What's wrong with me? You're amazed. Even me too, I'm amazed. That why, for goodness sake? But then, because of a love, a passion that I've seen in it, and then subtly, I kind of interpret statutes and legislations as if I was part of those who put it together. The talent is there. The talent is there. So I want to scale it. I must kill it. So that's, for example, a target. Unfortunately, I know I still have a lot of my soldiers still in the university and it's not beans. But I'm saying immediately they start relieving me, I will carry the money for myself to go and do law. Not because I want to go and work, but just to be excited and say, hey, is another one under the belt. Some of us are trying to improve our personal finances. Some of us are in a weight loss program. We go and lose 2 calories today, but we gain 10 calories immediately we get back home. Unfortunately, you know yourselves. But it's quite unfortunate. We need to throw our minds into what we are pursuing for us to effectively do what? Gain traction. Some of us want to start business. Some of us want to run our own businesses. We are currently employees somewhere. But we are scared. You don't want to launch out. You have a weakness in the house. Are you there? Yes, I know. That hand is short. Yes, now. Okay, courage is coming. Thank you. We are not patient enough and are scared. But I think it's more of the patience that is making us get scared. To launch out and stay focused for as much as 4 years, 5 years, or even 10 to grow that endeavor. But unfortunately and surprisingly, are happy to stay with an employer sometimes for up to 35 years working for someone else. Kilo day, who do us like this? The prayer of Nigeria. When I started out in business, this is 22 years now. It's not that you want to make money to start. I did not have a kobo to my name. And I left employment. And I said, I'm starting business. I'm a dangerous person. It's written all over me. Faith, they call it faith. Faith. Not the faith that you speak about or you pray that you have. You act it. I left their employment. I told them to keep their job. They begged, gone. We will increase salary. We will double it. We will quadruple. Please don't go. This skill is too much. What do you want? We can do anything you want. I said, that's what I want for if you must know, is for me to launch out and be on my own. You won't be able to survive. I said, that is your own statement. It is not the will of God for me. But I left. Then I looked back. I have not done physical direct work for my organization, getting involved. That is the level I have now moved it to. At least 2024. If I thought I attended to anything of my business in that 366 days of last year, maybe altogether, if I put the days and the hours together, it can be up to 2.5 weeks. It is when I stepped back and I'm attending to some other thing, and I said to the system and the processes and the structure that I've created to run itself, that I made the kind of monies I've never made in my life before. Hello. One person you are working with, you don't like that one person. That person that does not like you. Pastor just said that now. You are speaking to that one person is at the loggerhead. You don't trust that person enough to do the job. You are chasing the person around. He won't do it well. He cannot do it well. He does not know it. It's only me that can do it. You don't have a structure. You don't have a process. You have not developed a working process, an effective and efficient working process that can make that thing function when you are not there. It is when you are not there that the thing actually enlarges more. Do you know why? The guys or the people that you entrust this with, they want to impress you. They will break, so provided you have built in your controls. How dangerous going with this side of the world. The people you employ want to take the job away from you. I don't know this kind of species that we are. Even the wealthiest African said it, that he does not trust you Nigerians. So rather he has Indians running his organization for him. Interesting. We are dangerous. But you have to please, because even yours truly, I'm a accountant, you've heard. I'm an accountant of many years. I have knowledge in forensic audit. I'm a fraud examiner. I'm everything. That is paper, Abi. A certification, Abi. They slammed me. They stole money from me big time. Staff. They showed me true color. They told me, welcome to Nigeria, welcome to Lagos. Incidentally, I'm a Lagosian. They showed me. It's expected. They will show you. You don't want to say amen? No, because it's the price you have to pay to obtain the prize. Because you cannot learn these things by yourself until you actually suffer some bit of pain. If you don't get the pain, no gain is coming. If you want to gain traction, there must be pain that you also must suffer. It could be a pain of training, a pain of translating your talents to your skill, a pain of getting to transform your mind to the point where, without sweating, breaking of sweat, things come to you cheaply. If you don't come to that point, it will be as difficult as you can get it. If they steal from you, you will know how to put a kind of structure that will work. I am a consultant too for developing systems and processes. I don't have a cut and paste mentality. Every organization that I've worked with is a bespoke process that I develop for them. Because everyone has their own peculiarity. Your need is different from the need of the next person beside you. What will fill you is not what will fill the person that is right beside you. What your cravings right now are, is not the craving of the next person beside you. Your size of shoe is not the size of shoe of the person beside you. So unfortunately, some of my consultant colleagues mistakenly just develop one simple template and they take it around and they make money with it. But each time they find out that they keep calling them back, they enjoy it because they also build it in. They build it into the job. We have collected this client. This client must not go. The job is 10 naira. They will be collecting 1 naira every month. Because when they call us back, we will build them. They'll call us back, we will build them. No. I will collect my 15 naira because I don't come cheap. I will collect my 15 naira one time and I'll move away. The person will be so satisfied. He will be the one that will be singing my praise all over the place. He will now be running around to market me. What system are you using? I have one guy. Oh, good, Baje. Let me introduce him to you. Hello. Improve your quality, improve your skill. When God created man, what did he say to man? To be fruitful, to multiply, and to what? To subdue the earth. He has put man in charge to be co-creators, right? With him. To advance the cause of humanity. To change the process and the structure of the earth. Are those men and women here? Did they come? Okay. So what are we doing? What have we done? Okay, better still. What are we planning to do? Another very hard question. Pastor said yesterday that you should be writing things down to excite yourself. Is that it? No, it's to challenge your mind. Some of us go conferences, then we make beautiful notes when we get home, under the table, under the chair. And it stays there till the next time we have to go. Wait, that book that I used the last time, look, it's under that bed, bring it. Let's go for 2026. No, that's not how it should be. When you write it down, it's to actually challenge your mind. Are we challenging our minds enough? Plan. God planned the earth. Hello? He planned the earth and the heavens. After it had been formed, he saw that it was formless. He had an understanding, a preconceived mind of what he wanted, and then he created it. What are you willing to create? What are you fighting hard to create? Because if you don't fight it, you don't create it. So what is a plan? I'm making progress. Because my topic actually is turning plans into action and adapting to change. Very interesting and difficult topic Pastor gave me. very interesting and very difficult. Because we all refuse to plan. Sorry, trash that. We all plan less. Because we are planning anyway. Whether that plan is not achieving the purposes is a different thing. Whether we are actually doing something to bring to bear is another thing. Sitting static in one position is planning in itself. Do you know the kind of planning that is? I can't hear you. Big time. That will not be our portion in Jesus' name. So what is a plan? It's an action plan or set of actions outlining how to achieve specific goals or objectives. It could be a goal, it could be goals, it could be an objective, it could be objectives, many objectives. Before I got married, I think it's 25 years now. Before I got married some 25 years ago, some 30 or 35 years prior, I'd already planned my family. The number of children I will have when they will start school, that is from nursery school or preschool to primary school to secondary school to university. 35 years before I met the woman that is in my house today as my wife. A neighbor of ours in my estate charged her husband that, look, the man upstairs is first son, finished secondary school like this in July, September, university, sharp. Second one, sharp, no break, no jam. Third one, what is your own? What are you doing? And she had the audacity, the effrontery to come and tell my wife that that's how she abused her husband. And I laughed. And my wife said that she told her, what are you talking about? That one, my husband, that my husband, he is a planner. That is his life. To sit and be putting, even when I tell him something, he will just gaze like this. What are you saying? Is he processing it? I want to plan for it. Planning. That's the language. So when I've told daddy is still planning it, my kids will say, daddy is still planning how to attend to it. I was sharing with pastor before we came in just now that my son, who incidentally, that's the last one, is now studying civil engineering. They gave him a configuration of what looks like some equipment that you should take to planet Mars. And they said it's computer that I have to buy for him to do his civil engineering to be okay. And I said, this kind of gadget, for goodness sake, it's crazy. It's going to be terribly expensive. But some people have built that equipment and are building something bigger in anticipation of the people that will need it. You see life? Which one are you doing? In anticipation of when the world will require it. Which one will you do? That when the world would say, I think we should be, then you are ready to launch it out. Case study myself. I used to bottle the big jar, the 5-gallon jar that you use on the water dispensing machine. I stopped it some 3 years ago when I moved factories to a permanent location. And I've been slightly challenged putting things together. Then usually the business has shaken dead, isn't it? It just goes to moribund, correct? That's the way an average entrepreneur thinks. It will just look for something else. And especially because about the same time, I was engaged in doing so many things. The project for the Lagos state government, someone who was starting all those POS equipment machines who just got licensed, and then we're putting such together. Then I was very much involved and engaged in audit practice, doing investigation and further analysis all over the place. So there was money now, so naturally I shouldn't be disturbed, right? But no, I sat and I was looking at the next big thing. If you cannot be making this, then, how much is big bottle now? I think it's 1,500. How much? 1,300, okay. One chance, one leg in here. So we were selling 300 naira just 3 years ago. You see the economy? Those who couldn't buy 300 naira that time is now buying the 1,300, or for those of us on that side, 1,500. Right? So there is income that is making them afford it. When I stopped it, this 300 naira that was accumulating and we're using to do so much. Then I now sit in one place. Then I conceptualized how I can do something bigger. And what was the bigger thing? To design and construct industrial borehole systems and industrial water treatment plants. I was no longer talking like a small boy. I'm actually a small boy. I was talking now like a big boy. I'm still a small boy. So when we talk and sit down, we are talking of projects that will go into 8 figures, 9 figures sometimes. But I have now the confidence, the courage, the personality to speak it. It has entered my heart. The same me that was just managing to do some few 6 figures, 5 figures at the end of a month. Before, suddenly one transaction like this, one transaction. Because I sat down and I said to myself, my own can't be like this. I refuse to be asking myself, why is my own like this? I refuse. Then I sat down and I put things together and I said, I can do this. Sorry, I'm not a hydrologist or a geologist or a water engineer. I'm a bloody accountant. When I speak on water processes, drilling boreholes, constructing boreholes, water treatment, hydrologists, geologists, their lips drop. And I'm wondering, engineer sir, which school did you go to? And I'm saying, engineer, why are you calling? I'm a bloody accountant. They lie, you're patronizing us, though. Say the truth. Even we don't know these things. Somebody taught you, you're out of this country. You schooled abroad. They taught you these things. Hello, interest, talent, moved to skill that I schooled myself in. I have organizations abroad that sends me newsletters, journals, that I read as if I want to go and write an exam. The one that you train yourself stays with you more than the one that they are teaching you. In the days when I was in school, I found it joy to go and do tutorial classes for my fellow students. Because somebody, I read it there, in that person's material, that if you can understand what you are being taught, it stays with you to a level. If you can teach it and impact it on others, it stays with you for life. So that made me now understand first. To pass exam was one level. The next thing is, how does this affect my life permanently and stains me for life? You need to ask yourself that question. What profession are you carrying on that today we can call you one of the first 5, top 5, that is, within the profession? Those are the kind of questions you'll be noting down and be asking yourself later on and be trying to work on. How? Someone once called me the 7th best accountant in Africa. I said, how? But fortunately, he's a prophet. He's a serious prophet, a man of God, just like your prophet here. And he called me like that. And I said, sir, me? He said, yes. Well, I said, I receive it. But I wonder, sorry, which part of accounting shakes you? Because for me, it was like a tall water. 7th, long, in this whole of Africa. We are plenty gone. They say our population is up to like, 600, 700 million. I don't know the number of accountants we have in Africa, but then I'm number 7. What gave you that knowledge of understanding, sir? But since I know he's a prophet, what he says, he has seen it before he says it. But as about the point where my silly human nature wanted to creep in, but immediately I shook it off and I said to myself, but hello, which aspect of accounting that they bring to you that shakes you? You are number 1. They even made a mistake, Joe. He has not seen the thing well. No, but that's why I project myself in that light. I project myself in that light. That let them go and bring it from anywhere. Until recently, for Pastor, you will know that I'm now doing stuff for Lagos State. So I can't be going to the TV stations or radio stations. I've been granting interviews to be lambasting government that I am still doing some bit of work for. So I cut it. Before, I was a special guest Channels TV, Galaxy TV, all of those stations, they used to call me up to analyze budget. All these ones that budget 14 trillion or 49 big trillion that we're discussing. I would have been guests in several of the stations, which they actually invited me. I turned it down. No, I can't come. I can't come and sit down there and be castigating the people that I'm trying to do work for. At least not directly, indirectly, but so leave me out. Send somebody that you know. There's nobody I know him myself. It's the truth. It's me that I know. Because it is well. What is the planning process? The planning process leads to the formulation of plans for specific activities. Formulation of plans for specific activities. That is what planning process is about. And it is concerned with the future. Critically, future. Planning is the process that relates to the thinking of the activities essentially needed to attain a predetermined worthwhile goal. I deliberately put that there. Worthwhile goal. The guy who is involved in kidnapping is planning to do kidnapping. They are not here. They didn't come. The guy who is ferrying drugs across nations is also planning how he will beat the system. Those who were involved in the 9/11 saga planned for months how they would take down the World Trade Center. That is planned, isn't it? They sat and put the thinking together and made it happen. But that's not a worthwhile goal. But they achieved their purpose. You see that? Let me be harsh. Shame on us for not sitting down to plan for worthwhile goals. People who are conducting criminality are planning, and their criminality is that they are achieving it. Then those of us filled with the Spirit are sitting and waiting. And then we are praying to God and asking the Holy Ghost to go get the job done and bring the money, bring the results. Come and crown me with the crown that I have achieved the success. I hope I am hitting you below the belt. That is my intention. I want to hit you below the belt. So you can groan in the pain and take that away and do something better. The planning process involves realizing that getting information from various sources, including internal and external sources, for us to be successful with it. You cannot get into a planning event or a planning activity, a planning process, without considering what capacity do I have in the environment in which I want to operate from, what is obtainable there. Somebody wants to start an online business. Is there an existing online business of the type I want to to carry on? Who are the current players there? How are they achieving their results? What market size? I mean, do they have in the industry? How much impact am I going to make? What do I need to do, even if it is to deliberately go and learn the ropes from one or two of them? Like when I was starting out some 23 years ago, I went to meet everybody and anybody that was doing water at the time. I remember one company they called Mona. Do you know Mona Water? Then they used to have their factory in Adeni Jones. And I went there. And I said to the Lebanese who owned Mona, introduced myself. He was skeptical to allow me to come in when I went there initially. After waiting a while in the reception, he sent for me. And then he sat with me, what can I do for you? And I said to him, I want to start water business. Then I want to ask you how you're doing your home. What are your challenges? He said, why should I tell you? I said, you don't have a choice but not to tell me. Do you know why? I am your competitor coming to take you out of the market. He said, what boldness? I said, yes. Boldness, Nigeria. This is my own country. You're a bloody foreigner. The guy just busted to laughter. He said, I like your courage. I like your confidence. I said, well, of course you have to. So can we now start talking? Tell me, what have you been challenges? It was like, my goodness, I love this guy. Give him coffee. I said, I don't want your coffee. I'm not coming here to drink coffee. I want solution. Tell me. And he was impressed. Like that. Just like that. Are you ready to do such a thing? Do you have such confidence? I have not sold one bottle. I remember I took my team to Skymeet Motors on Akoni, and I requested to see the chairman. The receptionist said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "What does it take to have an appointment?" "I want to see him. Tell him I'm here." He said, "Who are you?" "Me." He said, "Why? For what?" "I have a product I want to sell to him." He said, "I need to see you." No, I want to see him." I said, "I'm the CEO of my own company. He's the CEO of this company. CEO talk to CEO. I didn't send my marketer to come and talk to your marketer or your admin person. CEO, I'm the one here. I'm present. I want to see CEO." She laughed. She said, "Come and see his PA." And I repeated the same thing to the PA. And she too laughed. And he said, "You want to see Chief Ayeni, And I said, "Yes. He has one head like me. And I want to introduce my product to him because I know he will love it. And it's different from every other person. This one that you're currently buying, has the MD ever come here before?" I said, "This is the MD of this company that has come here. That gives me a niche that nobody else has. I'm here in full living color. Any question you want to ask, I'm here. You don't need to send anybody to me. I want to deal with the prospect, not the suspect." Have you heard of that before in marketing? You deal with the prospect, not the suspect. You send a proposal to an organization for your product or service that you are rendering, and then you are giving it to the sales manager or not to the admin head or to one operations guy who will pocket it under. Come on, go and meet the MD or the chairman. That's the person that will take the decision. And whatever he says is final. Somebody tried to usurp a job from me, a big time borehole project, which I just concluded on the 24th of December, just last December. Like he said, pastor said, some of us, we say, December is winding down. Abi? January is the beginning. Some are still waiting for the budget of 2025 before they will act. There are some organizations who say we are watching. Let's see what will eventually be approved in the budget for us to take a decision on how we will live our lives. Invariably, that's what they're saying, isn't it? And then at the tail end of the year, is December, let us 24th of December. My guys were still at a project. When I asked them, "Guys, tomorrow is Christmas, so it's another day." Did you hear that? They responded that it is another day, like every other day. When we finish this job, you will give us, then we will now, Christmas, we can do it on the 27th. We can do it on the 28th. Because this one is the real deal. This is not that they were going and they were coming. Get it clear. They were in a remote part of town outside of Lagos, in a bushy area, constructing an industrial borehole. They were sleeping there. That's what I'm trying to get at. So it's not like they want to go and be coming and be going. So we will close down. They will go, like we normally close down. Some of us have not even resumed yet in 2025. We have still closed down from 2024. Now, someone tried to take that job away from me at the time when it was being processed. But the CTO, who incidentally is the son-in-law to the chairman, said, "I don't want anybody else here." You know how we play this game? You will see the preferred contractor, and then we will go and bring our own invoices and undercut the price and quote and write the narrations as beautifully as the one that the MD or the chairman wants to approve, so that they can win some bit of favor, which is exactly what they did. The man saw it, and you know what? He shot it to me. He said, "You represent your invoice. But of course, I'm not saying you should come to this price. Let me let you know. My own budget is this figure. Give me that figure on your budget. If it works for you, come and take this job. I will not pay anybody else except you to do this job." Have you got it to that level? Write it down. I like it when we are all quiet. Main types of planning. Is there someone watching my time for me? I hope I'm not lagging behind. There are two main types of planning. We call it the long-term or strategic plan or the short-term planning. What is the long-term plan? Long-term plan are those that involves the formulation, evaluation, and selection of strategies for the purposes of preparing a long-term plan of action to attain objectives usually spanning over a period of 5 years. So the longer strategic planning process typically has these stages, which are 4. I will mention them. So we are saying, if you are starting a planning process and you are thinking of planning for tomorrow, you're already late. So please plan up to 2030. Did you hear me? The variables that will make you plan for 2020 is available in Nigeria's economy of today. Did you hear me? Do you listen to the news? Okay, Telemundo, Lemanwo. You don't listen to news. Are you aware of the tax reform bill that is currently being debated? Did we read it, or you are just joining the social media lambasting of government? You have not read it. It's too long. Abi, that's what somebody said. You summarize it for me. I said, am I the one making your money for you? That I should be the one to, hey, but you are the one that knows this thing now. I said, you see, that's how you cheat yourself. Do you know that they have parameters and variables for your economy up to 2030 included in that bill? That's below the belt. We are all not aware. What the VAT, which is consumption tax rate, will be from now 2025 down to 2030 is included in that bill. I've gotten your attention. Now you want to plan for today. They've moved the goalpost since. No striker. Footballers, lovers of football, we are here. Yes. They've moved the goalpost. And you know the best strikers, the Alan, would not stay for the ball to meet him here when he knows the guy is there. Where does he go to? Where the ball will come to. And then you are wondering, why is he the best striker around for now? He runs to where the ball will come to. So some people have planned up to 2030, up to 2035, up to 2040. If you plan it, you will live long. Because you will see what God has given you, what He has shown you. He will not give you the vision and take you away before the vision is what? Crystallizing in your hands. If you have planned that long haul, and you break down your plan in such manners that you want to see the effectiveness of it happening year in, year out, month in, month out, week in, week out, day in, day out, and you are measuring your performances as you proceed, you will see remarkable results. And then confidence wells up in you. Is that true? Is that true? We are saying you should consider first the assessment stage when you are doing a long-term plan, where the organization or individual's external environment is, and the future expectations which are essential or critical for you to be to assess. Where exactly are we right now? If you don't consider and assess the stage where you are in, you may not be able to have something that will work for you at the tail end of it. Today, somebody says, I don't have money, but I want to start building airplanes. And I'm going to plan how I'm going to start building airplanes. The person has a wonderful plan, isn't it? Hello? How is he going to make it happen? He will pray. And kabash, left, right, and center. And trust that God will make it happen. Sorry, what have you put together to come to that level? How many companies make airplanes even in this world? We can count them on our fingertips. I'm not sure they're up to 5 or 6. And then you say you want to build airplanes. Congratulations. Train. That's when I knew the big deal even in train. To build train is a big deal. You order for train, you will wait 2 years before they deliver. 2 to 3 years. The train gets to the port for you to clear, to carry it, to bring it and come and put it on the track. Big deal. It's extremely a difficult exercise. I did not know until I got involved myself. You understand it? But then you are now sitting somewhere. You say, I will start the train system. They have legislated train operations right now out of what? The exclusive list, and is part of the concurrent list of the Nigerian Constitution. Is that news to you? Or you know? Ah, it is news to us. A whole lot of states are now trying to latch on and start metro services, which initially, before last year, was the exclusive preserve of the Nigerian Railway Corporation. Who are the entrepreneurs ready to go into that industry? Did they come? They didn't come. The guy that came to pick me from where I am to come and assist him to make it happen for Lagos State has never managed a train business before in his life. He saw the opportunity. And what did he do? He put a program up for the state government. We can do it. Government said, who is we? We don't know you. What have you done? You don't have any track record. In this case, we don't need track record. What we need is the person. And we are here. Oh yeah, let me see you people talk. And then we started talking. We have gotten to this point. We are now being invited all over the nation. Ogun State, Oyo State, to come and talk. Do we have the money? No. It's their money we will use to get their job done for them. Hello. So if you want to build the plane, you can build the plane. Nigeria Air wants to buy plane. They don't have plane. Abi? Hello? Should you heard of that one, Haji Serika, when he was minister? Then I can go and approach Boeing and approach Airbus and tell them I want to build customized commercial jetliners. But you will tweak it this way and that way, and you will not call it Boeing, neither will you call it Airbus. You will call it, you can put your name there. And then you will come and sell it to the Nigerian government. Who would have given you deposit in the first place to go and pay those guys who will now deliver, and you will walk away and everybody will call you smart guy. If you want to clap, you clap well. So you really don't need the resources. I said I started business with 0 naira. How? I had what would move the company from year 0 to year 10 on paper, planned out, tight, with everything, cash flow, you name it, complete. And I held it in my hands. And I was now marketing it. Who is the highest bidder? Who is ready to take? And at the end of the day, somebody took. And the person who took initially, I was asking him, as branch manager of a bank, to use bank fund to come and fund a project. Bank, they don't borrow somebody who does not have track record. I don't have track record, so they couldn't give me the shishi. But he listened to the confidence with which I spoke. And he said, we will look at it, I'm coming. And he didn't say anything. 6 months down the line. So that means it is not something that I just started and it just worked. I toiled. I pushed until it happened. Of course, praying along with it. The day I later called him, I didn't call him. God first called me in the dream and showed me clearly, this thing is starting next month. Which thing? That plan. How? That same guy. Go back to him. To do what? Tell him that he should invest. I've done it. Tell him that he should put his personal money down and make it happen. Yeah? God, it is you. And I took off. Called. Where are you? Come. I sat with him. I said, I need to say something to you. He said, what? I said, God told me to come and tell you that you should put your money in this job and make it happen now. He just busted to laughter. I said, yes, I've delivered my message, so I can now go. He said, no, sit. How much is it? Where's your account? Let me transfer money. He said he's been looking for me for months. That he himself has been looking for me for months. The confidence with which I spoke about it, he said that for him was a done deal. That there's a success going somewhere to happen. He said it out. How convincing are you with your own idea? The objective stage. You establish your corporate objective. What are you trying to do? A small player, a big player? You are trying to grow to what size? What exactly is God showing you? Has God shown you that you are working on? Develop your objective. Vision is important. Vision is important. God will give it to you. He has shown you already. It's you that is still dilly-dallying. Most of you here, you already know God has shown you what you need to do. You are still dilly-dallying, you are not pushing, you are not forcing, and unfortunately, you are here where you are still where you are right now because you have not decided to take the bull by the horn. Then you evaluate the evaluation stage. You consider alternative ways to achieving your objective. I say there are different ways to get to Kano, correct? From here today, there are different ways to get to Kano. You can either take a vehicle right now and go to the airport and you get the next available flight to Kano. True or false? You can go straight to the Nigerian Railway compound and book for a seat on the train ride to Kano. True or false? You can go to either Sabo or Yigbo and get a bus. Whether it is night bus, morning bus, afternoon bus, it will take you to Kano. True or false? You can decide to also take a kind of pep. It's an option. You can take a bike and you can ride your way down to Kano. Some of us can even take a bicycle and pedal all the way to Kano. Some of us can decide to take a walk. But all these things that I'm saying, people have done it. Are you doubting? The nomads who used to bring in the cows, do you think before now, until recently, when Lagos legislated, I don't want to see cows roaming the streets? Sir, you remember now? In the dead of the night. And some of us will walk late into the night, so we know. You will see the cows, they are moving them, some from Kara, some they actually moved all the way from Kano on foot. Yes, on foot. So different alternative ways to get the job done is the one that will provide the most effective and efficient method that you now seek out. But to determine which one is most effective, which one is most efficient, is where the skill comes in. That skill thing has come again. Abi? Then the strategic plan, which is the result of the long-term planning process, which is based upon which the framework for the short-term plan is going to be put together, which takes place. If you have a 30-year plan, a 20-year plan, you break it to achievable variables of 5 years. Even your 5 years can be broken to what? 2 years or 2.5 years if you care. And then to yearly, to monthly, to weekly, and then to daily achievements. The intention is as you clear out every day's plan, confidence wells up. The assurances comes to you that I can achieve this ultimate plan. Someone said, how do you hit an elephant? Yes, it's bits by bits. You take one leg today, you will cut, we will refrigerate the remaining one. We will cook, we will belly full, we will do same next day. Before you know what's up, maybe in 1 year, 1.5 years, you'll finish your elephant. True or false? That's how to tackle big deals, tackle big ideas, break it down. Every big idea has a small component that you can achieve bit by bit, and it will move you closer to your ultimate idea. Your short-term plan, which is a result of the long-term plan process, is converted into a series of short-term, usually 1 year arrangements or plans, I would call it, which will speak to the units, can speak to the sections, can speak even to functions or to departments. So that way, for every unit, for every function, for every department or section, pursue your own plan, pursue your own target, and as they are achieving it, the overall objective, the overall plan in itself is also being achieved. Then there are different types of functional plans. We call them functional types of plans. We have business plans for those of us who are into business. Even within the business, we execute projects, correct? If a project is being put together and there is no effective plan in the delivery of the project, the likely chance of you succeeding and doing well with that project is near zero. Hello? Some of us were not schooled in project management, but we stumbled on it. First, because we have one skill set in one area, and then we were called up functionally to bring that skill set to bear for the overall good of a project. A building project. I was once involved in a large building project. Large, massive. If 500 million will scare you today, I'm talking of that same figure some 15 years ago. That was the size of the project. My job was just to sit and make sure that the monies are well accounted for. Simple, right? But eventually, my skill in administration came out to the extent where I was almost directly the project manager, or at least assistant project manager. That I was now monitoring everything, designed processes that made everything became relevant to me. The day they bring in the materials, how much of the materials have been utilized, where did they use the materials. I was monitoring and policing, that's the word, policing every single aspect of the building project. At the tail end of it, we achieved a remarkable result. Why? Because everything was on paper, and we were looking at the paper, and we were convincing ourselves by the measurable standards we have created that as at this period we needed to have accomplished this. Let's see what we have done. And we saw those results, and that gave us comfort. So a project plan, an operational plan, a marketing plan, a financial plan, an action plan is what we all need to have, is essential. If you did not plan to be here these last 2 days, till tomorrow 3 days, you would not have been here. You did not just stumble. I mean, did you stumble? You were just walking past. This place is fine. Well, let me just enter. Did that person come? You planned to be here. It's an action plan. You created it. Some of us would have incurred some bit of resources. Correct? Money's worth to get here. Buy fuel into our vehicle, or even get commercial transportation to get here. It's an action plan. And for a purpose, right? There's an objective you are trying to achieve. So please let that objective be attainable. By renewing your mind, taking in all that has been said, but importantly, acting on what you have heard. The benefits of planning, I don't think I need to take that. We all know it now. It gives us clarity. Right? It helps to increase productivity, manage resources effectively, reduce uncertainty and risks. Because it's when you plan, you will know where the challenges lie. If you have not thought about it, if you have not done the deep thinking, you will not know where the challenges are. It helps to measure progress and your success, makes informed decision, and achieve your desired results or your outcome. What are the characteristics of a good plan? We all know it. We've heard of it before severally. SMART, isn't it? Every plan must have a clear objective or clear objectives. And this clarity, we say, must be SMART. It must be specific, clearly defined or identifiable, must be measurable, and quantity, you must be able to count, it must be quantifiable, it must be achievable, possible to succeed in doing it. Because what is the essence of saying I want to be building aircrafts, and you're planning to build aircrafts? If you have not heard me the way I broke it down, you already shut down that idea big time, that the trash is what it's not talking about. But how do you achieve it? So if you have that achievable plan in place for the clarity of your goal, it's possible. Relevant. So you must have the appropriateness with which to carry it on, or for you to be considered. Then time bound. It is not just open-ended. When will we do it? We will do it when? If that when is not answered, you are not doing it. What are we going to do when we get home today? We'll prepare for church tomorrow. We'll attend to the family members, our children, our spouses, our neighbors. We will watch TV. There is football, Abi. There is Telemundo. There is Z-World. There is Magic. What's the other one? African Magic. What else would we do when we get home today? Is somebody going to share that with me? I can't hear you. What do you say? I can't hear you. Start planning. To do what? To come to church tomorrow. I can't hear you. Plan for the week. If you are planning for your week today, you know it now. You already know the result. I shouldn't say it. I have planned for my February already. Yeah, you want to plan for a week today? No, it's late. I was waiting for you to say that you were going to put to bear all of what you have been taking in since yesterday. Reflect on it and create the action plan on how to achieve something before the end of January 2025. Don't let this energy that we are throwing go to waste. See me on the road and wave at me. You don't remember me? You spoke at Gain Traction. Hello? It's going to happen, right? That is watching. It's going to happen, right? Yes. Thank you so much. So the next thing is you properly define the scope of the work you want to do, looking at both your internal and external environment, understanding what the needs are, and ensuring that you have the detailed resources to make it happen. Then the sequence of activities, one thing leading to another. One thing leading to another. That is where your administrative competencies also come to play. Because at that instance, you'll be requiring beyond just sitting down to plan. You must have the knowledge, the skill set to make it happen. Are you still with me? Then you allocate resources. You are going to have human personnel. You are going to need finance. You are going to need materials. How do you move these things around? Important. Very important. That is what will guarantee the success that you earnestly are waiting to achieve. Then risk management. It tells you where the challenges will lie, where the difficulties will be. If you notice along the corridor, for some of us who have been applying the corridor where you have the train from Alagbado down to Oyigbo, there are some walls being erected. Have you noticed? Some walls are being erected. It's to cordon off the rail tracks from human traffic so that people will not be crossing on the rail. It's not like the blue line that already you know the results. If you go to that one, the result is clear. It's electrocution one time. It's running on electricity. You touch that rail line, God forbid, it's RIP. But for the red line, people cross, they dash across. You already know the Mr. BRT bus that drove across, and then there was a massive disaster, you know. But then we still have people also dashing into the road, into the track, onto the line where the train is going through. They will believe they can, I can quickly go. You know, yeah, we have enough confidence and courage. We'll use it for the wrong things. So in order to forestall those situations, we are saying, look, the only way is to cuckoo block them off completely. It's costly, isn't it? But then it is for the price of life. Can you see that? Imagine the amount of expenditure that is going into having to construct a barrier that will cordon off the entire stretch. That's a 37-kilometer stretch of rail track with concrete work, block work, concrete blocks as high as 7 feet. All because we want to keep one life safe. So it's part of the risk analysis that you must do in every of your planning process. Every of your plan also that somebody will steal your money. It's part of the risk. So that helps you develop your controls from day one. Are you with me? The bank itself will also steal your money. Yes, they'll be sending some 10 naira debit. You don't know what it is. They'll just put one silly narration. You will not bother. But when they think calculate to, in the days when I was in the oil industry, that's how they did it. Hello? That was when? 28 years ago. By the time I now fully reconciled the account, 28 years ago, 6.5 million of small trickles. 6.5 million. My MD at that time said, you have time. You are auditing bank statements. Kilode. I said, but I have seen 6.5 million. He said, 6 million? Yes, 6.5 million. The cost of a brand new Toyota at that time was 1.2. 6.5 million. We invited them to the office, and they came with their big suits to come and harass one small boy who was trying to do job. I was trying to do, I know too much, I know book. I said, no problem. I don't know book, but I know somebody that knows book. Do you know who the person is? Uncle CBN. I will write them for advice. No. Let's look at it. It doesn't have to get to that. It doesn't have to get to that. It doesn't really have to get to that. They reverse the money. Because I understand the consequence. License is at stake. License is at stake. People push you around. What law do you know? The day you brandish the law, they will not be able to push you around. I am chubby now. I have stomach. I have cheeks. I have neck. You need to see me 28 years ago. I was like bonga fish. So they could push me around. They could easily push. I just got qualified at that time, actually. So they could push me around. It was easy for them to push me around. But unfortunately, I knew the law. I know there was I know what's called the banker's tariff. I'd read it. So by the time they came to the meeting, and they were blabbing, and my MD was blowing hot and cold, I was as gentle as a jellyfish. And I was as quick to just remind them, no problem. I don't know anything, but I know somebody. When I write to that person, he will advise me whether you have done what is right. I said it is me they will advise you. These are reporting them. I said I want to seek knowledge from CBN. So they will advise me. No. It doesn't have to get to that. Let's go back. We'll look at it. We'll review it. They reviewed it and reversed the money. The result of the review was the money was reversed. Timeliness. Start to finish. Start to finish. You must finish. You don't just start. Nobody wants to know who started. What they want to know is who is finishing. There is a marathon. Access Bank road race, right? Or is it, what do they call it? Lagos Marathon. Yes, that's the word. The narration is Access Bank Lagos Marathon, right? You know the number of people that start out that race around 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. every time they have it. I think it's sometime in April, right? Aha. At the finish line, how many people come back to cross the finish line? People just do it to hype and enjoy themselves. It's a catching cruise thing, right? That's the lingo around here. They are catching cruise. Let's just join, collect t-shirts, and they will just, some of them are not even running, they're trekking, they're just having fun, and they're just cheating, and then they're doing selfie. Yes, right here, all the way down. But then their cars are waiting, so they enter their cars, everybody go home. It's just starting. But the real marathoners, the real athletes, are the ones that cross the line and collect the $10,000 or $20,000 prize money. So starting is not it. Are you ready to finish? Nobody's answering. No. Monitoring and evaluation. This is my plan. This is what I've achieved. What is amiss? I said I was going to complete in 1 month. I'm completing in 3 weeks. I should be happy, isn't it? Correct? I don't need to investigate that anymore. I should just go home and enjoy myself. No, I say you should investigate. Because that investigation will reveal to you whether your plan in the first place was faulty. And that will help to guide against the next planning process that you will consummate and execute. Are we still together? Change. We need to change. I still have some time, right? Or my time is fast spent? Okay. Any questions? Any questions? I believe there should be. You cannot tell me you don't have. I'll come and stick the microphone in your mouth now. You will have questions. Oh yeah? I'm all ears. It may not necessarily be on the things that I've said or the things you've heard. Fortunately, the speakers are all available. The prophet and the prophetess is here. Say whatever has challenged you, ask it so that we can respond. That way we help to take off any misunderstanding, any misgivings, any doubts, any situation. So I thought you wanted to ask a question right now, sir. Hello, sir. The man in, yeah, you, sir. I thought you wanted to ask a question. You're looking back. You're not bothered. You're okay, sir? Okay. Anybody else? Madam, in glasses. You were trying to ask a question, right? Yes, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay, you need a mic. Should I bring my own mic? No mic. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It has been an insightful section. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So for me, when it comes to planning, the struggle is not the plan. The struggle is sticking to the plan.
The struggle is what?
Sticking to the plan.
Oh.
Yes. Because Take, for instance, I have a plan that I intend to get a car. And I tell myself one day, this car is you that needs the car, Abi. Is it really necessary? It was necessary when I thought of it. It was a need, a necessity. But somewhere along the line, I'm telling myself, okay, I don't think you really need this car. Or yeah, switch. Forget about the car. And it's been what I've been struggling with. Any plan that has to do with me, and I know that it's not going to affect my finances most times, I will push it away. And also, how do I help myself overcome this, I'll call it a...
going around in circles, doubts,
yes,
not trusting yourself enough.
Yes, and not being able to stick to a plan. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. That is interesting. The example of the car, I thought is the only one you wanted to isolate, but you have put it around to say every plan. Is that, if I'm getting you correctly? Is it just the issue of that car alone, or anything that has to do with money's worth?
Yes, and it has to do with that benefits me.
No. Let me get it clear. Is it your challenges having to release money to acquire whatever luxuries, quote and unquote,
yes,
that you are thinking of?
Yes.
Or any other plan, as a matter of fact, can be a bit of a challenge to you?
Like school. I won't even hide it. So before now.
No, you said like school.
Yes, even school is involved. So if...
to pay for your own education?
So let me explain. So before now, I had wanted to do my master's.
Oh.
But now, just last year, I decided to pick a professional program. Okay. So all the while, I can't tell you there was a reason why I didn't go for my master's. So whenever I make inquiries, I'll hear, it's expensive. And it's expensive is the reason I'm held down. About traveling abroad, the people I know that have left the country, I'll be like, come and tell me now. How much did it cost you? I had to put so millions. I'll be like, where will I go and see those amount of millions? Whoa, I'm still here. I'm still okay. For now, so I feel like it's a limitation. I know it's a limitation. It's not a feel, it's what I know for a fact. So I would like to break even.
Good. You're a finance person, right?
Yes.
No wonder. You are doing CBA for all of your costs, all your transactions. CBA means cost benefit analysis. That's what she's doing each time. As a finance person, it can be very dangerous. That's why they come to call us, not even in Jabu alone, to respect the people from that part of the country. They say we are stingy people, that we are too miserly, tight-fisted, gum. We are not able to spend money. But when you do cost-benefit analysis, it is part of your planning. I hope you are listening, madam. Every time you do a CBA, you are actually at the best, the very best of a planning stage, the CBA. What may be an expense to you could be investment for someone else. What could be an investment for someone else could actually be an expense to another. A car, for example, depending on how you put it to use, may actually be an expense rather than an investment. If you have a car that is not earning you any money, it will surely take away a whole lot of money from you. In operational cost, fuel, you could know what the cost is like now. Thank God to Dangote, who is bringing it down small by small. There is maintenance cost. Cost of tire is not beans. It's shooting into the roofs. And you and I know that these things are aggregating week in, week out. Unfortunately, most of us don't do it. We call it technology in cost accounting. Where you want to acquire an asset, you don't look at the disposable value alone. There is the operational value of having that asset. Then there is the sundry value where you have to realize that asset is no longer useful to you, you want to dispose of it. What would it bring back to you by way of benefits? So that's why we say some vehicles have good second-hand value. Some don't. Correct? All of those considerations are supposed to be put into the planning process. So my sister, be encouraged. You are still on track. You are not having any challenge. What you currently have is doubts. You are not sure of what you are doing. That's the only thing you have. But when you put this in proper perspective, everything in proper perspective, you see that you're actually on track. Going abroad, doing the jackpottism, I heard you yesterday, is in the dictionary right now. Hallelujah. We are getting there as a country. Eba is even there too now. They will respect us by force, whether they like it or yes. Before you do the jackpot syndrome, what benefits is accruable? What costs is going to be incurred to make it happen? Thinking. Today, at my age, with what I've accomplished, I have colleagues who are jackpotting. And I'm asking myself to go and do what? I say, if I have to relocate abroad, then it is that somebody needs me and needs my skills and is ready to pay for wife and 3 kids relocation. With house and everything complete, waiting. That it is just leave and enter, no stress. If not, forget me, I'm not going nowhere. I'll come for holiday and I'll return. Hello? School. Is that one going to help to improve the skill? Or it is just a craving that, let me just add more certificate. This one is a doctor, that one has MSc, that one has MBMA, this one has MBA. Me, I want to have my own. That's what some people take to go to school and do masters. Not because it's going to propel them to a higher level of thinking and then attainment of additional skill for a higher income generation. If it's not going to add up that way, it is of no use. And if you think there is, have you found that window of opening where after obtaining, you will put it to effective use to achieve that intended purpose? If the objective is not clear, the objective, it must be clear. If the objective is clear, there is no way you will not carry on. You are here today, madam. You are here today. You enter motor. You paid conductor, Abi. You paid Uber. That one was more meaningful to you. You came. You see the difference? You see the difference? That one worked for you. Today, some of us go. What is today? I don't have any automobile in my name. I have never bought one before in my name. I buy automobiles for my company. I buy vehicles that are needed for my operations. I don't have a car to myself. I don't need a car to myself. I move around anywhere you want me to move to go to, without stress. Before Uber came, I would charter a taxi. I would charter what they used to call the CHS, right? Now that Uber is here, it's made life very easy for me. All the apps, name it. Oríṣiríṣi I have inside this phone. Name it, all the apps. All the Uber apps. Uber, Bolt, InDrive, Bolt, Rider, Lagride, all of them I have. That one is limited. It cannot take me around too much. If not, I would have gotten it as well. Are you getting it? But I ask myself, is it just to commute from point A to point B? Then, like a former staff of mine who had worked with me some 15 years ago, who came around and then saw me and the state in which the new factory was and all that, and wondered, Oga, Jeep here, that you not bought the Jeep. I said, Jeep. He said, yes. This thing has grown. Plenty money has come. Buy the Jeep now. And I said, let me teach you what you don't understand, Nei. When I buy the Jeep, it stays there. I come to work very early. I go back very late. I will spend that time. It was just about 4 million. I said, I will pay 4 million and acquire the Jeep. And it will sit down there every day to spend a minimum of 10 hours in one location. 4 million? Are you serious? 4 million? Is that supposed to be a joke? No, I said I can't do that. I said, because eventually, some weeks, months later, they will tell me it is due for service. And one guy in the garage will tell me to go and bring 400,000 to change oil, fuel filter, oil filter, brake pad, brake lining, gear axle. Even the thing that is not spoiled, self will spoil by force. 400,000. Then every quarter I'll be spending that. Sorry, is that an asset or a liability? I'm an accountant to the core. Anywhere I want to go to, okay? Now, I'm here today. I have, at the flip of my fingers like that, guys who have even subscribed to me by themselves. I called him up yesterday. Boy, we are going out tomorrow. I'm using it the whole day. No problem, sir. What time should I land? 9. He had got into my house even before I got dressed. Then, my son said, Daddy, I have an outing. Where? Bagada. No problem. Israel will drop me in church, Pastor Steve's church. He will come back to the house, pick you, take you to the party, drop you there. I didn't want to come home. He said, don't worry, my friends will bring me. Perfect. Then Israel, come back, park here. When I'm through, I'll come out. You take me back home. My day is gone. Hello? Hello? Hi. It has affected the quantity of food that we eat this afternoon. It has shortened my life. When I was acquiring operational vehicles, Pastor Steve knows, Pastor Araba knows, I was buying delivery vehicles that I could use for dual purpose, both business and leisure. If it's not going to make me money, Kojo. I had a problem with my phone, it's cracked and all that. And my children, Daddy, you will buy this type. Daddy, you are more than that. Let's buy this type. Daddy, you are more than that. I said, okay. And you take part of your school fees? No, how can you take my school fees? You have the money, spend it. I said, okay, no problem, I will. I said, but if that phone will not earn money, I won't buy it. I'm teaching them something. Fortunately, I have an accountant in the house too. My little girl. She's a 300 level. She has only 2 stages of ICANN left. Yes, I made her start immediately. She got to the 100 level. And pam, each one. She clear. She'll get qualified by the grace of God before she graduates. So I'm teaching her. I'm teaching them the principle. Because if we don't pass this thing on, it is dangerous out there. Hello? It is wicked out there, actually. Because people are just living life anyhow. It beats me when I'm in an organization and people are just spending recklessly. My mind just breaks. That you can't be spending money like this now. You shouldn't be spending money like this. Not that I don't enjoy my luxuries if I want to. And there is no place I cannot go to, and there is no time of the day that I cannot stay out there. Not minding that I don't have a car directly to myself. Drop me off, go. At midnight, I will call Uber to go anywhere. At midnight, I will go anywhere. Anywhere. When it is that late, then it's dangerous to call Uber so that they will not kidnap me. I will do lag ride. They are a little more professional. Is like a needle that has rope behind it, like they say in Yoruba. They can get them, right? So, it's to move from point to point, right? For goodness sake, I'm achieving that. Every week, 5 of us can leave the house. My wife, everybody going separately anywhere they want to go to in any single day. 5 different Ubers will come and park. You do this down. Sometimes it can be funny, they will just send all the bill to me that they pay. Since you refuse to buy a car. And I'll willingly pay. The kind of car that I would love to buy if I really want to, and I get one. When I compute the money in 1 year that I've spent on Uber, it's the truth. CBA, stingy, akagum, accountant, that's their life. But you're in here, leave it, thank you. Is it your money? It's my money. And it's my leg I'm using to walk all over the street of Lagos. Does it concern you? My shoe, they last though. Not that I'm trekking anywhere. You can come and check the back of The last gone. That's the truth, because you will all step down now and enter your car and go. The guy is waiting in the car park right now. When he get home, how much is my bill? I will pay. Maloli. Hello. So I narrowed it down to operational cost as an expense, rather than put a capital amount of money, huge chunk, down as an expense. Now I have all sorts of crazy investments. Pastor, I did not remind you. I'm coming to you. I saw something in your profile now. IITA. I'm a farmer, sir. I just got a large parcel of land. Hallelujah, sir. You are in the spirit. I just bought a large parcel of land sometime last year. I said, farming, we will do it together in this country. I have another property somewhere that I have land there. I've told the security, cultivate yam for me, 300 tubers. This year. Start cultivating yam. So I'm not doing farming for child's play. Full irrigation is how. I have already gotten solar pumping machines. They are drilling boreholes for me there on the farmland. Irrigation massive. I say I'm going to plant all around the year. Now whatever is going to take, we will give it together in this country. Then you want me to buy Toyota Prado or Land Cruiser, 42 million. Eburu. I will put it in the farm. Then I will feed the nation. Then I will smile to the bank. I have monies that brings capital market in Nigeria. I don't know what Tinubu did, but since he came, it has grown. Into your law, what happened? That is somebody's car. Some people put money in the capital market. What they have generated would buy a fleet of vehicles. Which window of opportunity are you waiting to tap into? I didn't say you should not live your luxuries, oh. Please do, oh. When my daughter passed her last exam and she said, Daddy, there's one thing that I want. The last time they said it, because she reads alone most times. She doesn't go for exams, for classes. So I used to incentivize her. I incentivize her so much. That look, if you pass this one, I'm going to give you this much. If you pass, so I did not say anything to her this last one. But she just passed anyway. She now said, so Daddy, what are you going to give me? I said, this one, ask. What do you want? Before I'm the one saying, she said, Daddy, I need a wig. Can you hear my one? She said, yes, that's what I want. And I said, okay, no problem. You and your mom go check for one. And they came back and said 400,000. That ain't good at all. That ain't good at all. But I did pay. I was happy, I was excited. And she flunked it. The day we couldn't come to, we were doing our induction. She had the thing on. She flunked it and she was excited. I took her to school just last weekend and she sent a message to me. Thanking me special. I said, but you should have looked at my face and said this to me. So you and I, we kiss each other. But this one, I sent it. He said, Daddy, because I want it to stay with you. If I say it, you will forget what I've said to you. You will be reading it and you'll be getting excited every day of how I'm appreciating you as a father. So it does not mean that I still don't spend money. I do. But I'm spending it with sense. Have you listened to me today? Yes, what made you listen to me? I can't hear. No. What I mean is, you've heard me today, right? Yes, do you know why you heard me? Not because of the only thing that the things that I said only, right? Do you know why? I look like it now. Yes. This was speaking to you. This is also not cheap. I invest in the way I look. It's part of it, right? So not that I don't spend money. Do you get it now? It's sense. Are you ready to spend with sense? Yes, I am. There are people buying houses in Lekki, buying houses in Ikoyi. Somebody is paying for a house 1.8 billion naira. 1.8 billion. Because he wants to resell it. Did you hear that? He didn't buy it to live in there. He bought it to resell it. By 2027, that property can go to 2.5. Hello. If you buy a Toyota Land Cruiser 105 million naira, 150 million naira today, the day you take it out of Skylink, immediately you enter, get past their gate, is 50% of the value gone. 50% of the value gone. Without number, you want to resell it. They will tell you it's Tokumbo. It's 70 million they will offer, or 42. 150 million. You will get offended. In fact, your mind will crash. I said, even if farmland does not work, God is good. The place they led me to buy the farmland, estates, sir. Farmland, tar road, electricity, farmland. I said, I will build a house here and I will stay now. I will carry farmland this year. So even if I refuse to, and I wait till end of this year, it would have quadrupled. And I sell it in plots. Sometimes I bought in acres. I would just sell it as plots. If I look back, I would have made 1,000% profit. Car. Now somebody will just big bash. They will now he will just prostrate. Oh God, please don't be offended. Have I answered the question? Please, any other one? Yes, please go ahead, madam. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
The question I wanted to ask was based on the story you told about how you started your business from nothing to something.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if the manager, if God did not intervene by bringing the manager to you, what would you have done?
I would have done nothing. I wouldn't have done anything if God did not intervene. I was doing because God was doing.
Yes.
That's the difference that a whole lot of us as Christians don't understand. It is not to come to church and get excited and go wacko. It's to take the substance from church and take it to the marketplace and achieve results. When I was young, very young, I knew I was going to be an accountant, but I got a dream that I was going to sell water. And I said, water. I later got a job as head of finance and admin of an oil firm. That was exciting to me at the time. I said, hey, that's the water I saw. Oil, how can I be selling water? What kind of nonsense that? This is what I saw. In a day, one day, there was no ATM, there was no anything that time. In a day, we were banking 10, 20 million daily. One day. 10, 20 million. I said, hey, this is the company I should be in. What are we talking about? But the thing told me, hey, it's your company, I'm telling you. This one is not your own, no employee, your employee. They will one day sack you. The reality dawned. So what is that liquid? Is water be? And I started paying attention. And I found myself going to work in a water company as GM. I learned the ropes by working. Developed the concept of how you should be better. Innovated what the industry did not have. I conceptualized that innovation. Put it on paper. Then laid it down and told God, this is what I want to do. That you have told me before. I have now come in submission. Breathe on it. Holy Spirit, breathe on it. And it came clear. I saw it clearly. When he said, go back to that same guy who was, we have gone to ask for a bank loan, that he should be the one to put his money. You see what I'm talking about? And I've had such like testimonies, plenty abound. When someone just walks up to someone just walks up to someone because he was directed to, and he shares his dream or her dream, and the person takes the person on immediately. No stories, no questioning, no doubts that God said. If those who don't have what we have